network Mafuja Kadir, as you can see. And I did one of these part 2 of race or race consciousness or race or race conscience, whichever one. And I did this a while back before discussing about how people are just comfortable amongst themselves and their cultures and how they go about dealing with people who are in their circle. And so when I say race or race conscience, or races or race conscience, as the title suggests, um, no, I have no racist bone in my body, but I'll be a fool if I wouldn't say I'm not race conscious. So uh, that's where I'm at. I'll be a fool to suggest that, you know, I have blinders on like that, which I don't, because I do believe in people have their their comfort zones and who they deal with and who they socialize with. Professionally, that's a different thing. But as far as dealing with people who are, you know, a different culturally, as far as differences there, that's a little bit more challenging for them. And so I understand that. Everyone has to be, pretty much comfortable in order to, you know, disarm themselves and kind of express themselves around people that they don't really socialize with on a daily, you know. Well, I guess they do professionally, but still, difference when you just you're off work and you just maybe go out, grab a bite to eat, and kind of socialize in that way, kind of like with being you, or just hanging out, getting to know each other and one another, and just whatever vibe it is. But a lot of people have difficulty in that. A lot of pressure that comes with doing that amongst your inner circle, as I say, the people that you're comfortable with, but you're still stuck in the box as far as certain things, not really open to anything different, or as far as culturally, um, it's not really your cup of tea. You kind of do it, but some people kind of, they go through the motions, and let's face it, they hold their nose. And I understand it, like I said, but we all, uh, like I said, we all have these certain ways and personalities and how we go about our daily lives and who we choose to be around and who we choose to mingle with. Um, we have our favorite stores because of the service. The customer service is terrific, 100%. And we like the people that work there. It's a good, vibe when you go in there. But, it is what it is. So, we know the ugliness of racism and what it does to just the whole, um, just the whole, that movement of people who still are judging you on your skin color. Don't know you from Adam, but just traditionally, because their parents had that certain way, or, they're bigots and racists. And so that's all you know. You see a person of a darker hue, and you are taken aback or just aghast, or kind of off-putting, um, you know You just already judgmental in regards to that person before even having a conversation with them, based on how was you raised and the culture of the environment, your neighborhood, and your region. So that's the comfort. But then when you get out and you have to go, like say, in a city to do business, there's a lot of diversity there. You know, and so that throws you off a little bit. But like I said, you're gonna choose to mingle who you mingle with. Now, does that make you race conscious or more or less the racist? That's the question. That's the debate. Because I have my answers, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I laid a scenario down for you. I told you the person's region is like that. It's a cultural thing. And it's just a different vibe. You're in a mountain region, maybe. Maybe I'm stereotyping it when I say mountain regions. You got brothers and sisters who live in the mountain regions. But for the most part, culturally, I've been conditioned to think mountain regions as mountain men and more or less Caucasians that go up and climb rocks and all that type of stuff that they do. They get a thrill out of it. But when I say that, because there's other races that do it too, but I just see that part of it. I envision that part of it. So does that make me a racist? And I would have to say no. But I am guilty of just stereotyping a region or beautiful part of the country and just, kind of maybe stereotyping them and saying that they're just more or less Caucasians that kind of wander around. Because really, it's historically, let's face it, the Native Americans were, black and of all mixtures of races, but primarily some of the first Americans in this continent, on this continent, were black. And I'm just going to go ahead and get it out the way. But people will debate that, but you can't suppress the truth. And then when you do try to get the truth, uh, you know, it's a very expensive research. They make it that way for a reason. But like anything else, you just can't keep everything buried. People with inquiring minds and just want to take a take a deeper dive into the history and kind of piece everything together, because you have this um how would I say it? You have this thought out there that this African history that goes all the way back, and um people of Africa, you don't get the true history. You don't know. It's just mysterious, you know. Is it that dark? Is it that far as in the dark ages that? But no, but people could tell you certain things and culturally how we were, how our ancestors were. Our ancestors were, of many different cultures and throughout the history of this world. And so it's definitely a thought or a, you know, if you're into history, to really know your true history, to take uh, the risk, or just take the necessary steps to uncover what the truth is. So, but there's a lot of stuff that goes with that, historically, religiously. Um, there's historical facts, but depending on where you want to get your validation from to say, "Oh, see, I discovered this. I was right." If you're looking for certain people to give you acknowledgement, um, that might not happen. You might get scoffed at, or people look at you like they won't agree with it. So you have all those obstacles that you got to navigate. But like I said, um, you have a lot of experts and people who have a lot of education, and scholars, and just regular folks that's getting involved with just uncovering true history uh, in America. So that's a good thing. But that still bring you to the same old question, because you want to know the truth as a people. You want to, it's your offsprings and your kids and their kids, as the world develops. Hopefully, the planet is still healthy. As far as your great grandkids or whatever, you want to kind of have some type of comfort that technology and um, just different findings and different research. Uh, you discover more and more uh, artifacts, and just just learning. Just learning. So I'm curious as to know what my true history is in this country. From my family members, this, that, and the other. But a lot of these, we give these DNA tests. People got your DNA, and a lot of these things that trace your roots and stuff. I'm not saying that, half of them. I'm not saying that they're not legitimate, but I would like to know the truth in my country, as well as the motherland, and still, the resources and the whole history of that, because my brothers over there in the motherland are suffering too, in regards to their traditions and their freedoms, and a lot of different things that's going on. Uh, so there's ways and the way we need to go about our thing, and just do what we have to do to um, rediscover ourselves, or exhuming um, a nation, like Noble Drew Ali's book, the Exhuming of a Nation. That we have to just keep digging for answers and discovery. Uh, so I don't see anything wrong with that. We just got to keep digging, and I think it's important. It's important. It's I think it's a something that everybody can appreciate, who has an open mind, and willing to go down that road, and research yourselves and see where it leads. It's no, we got all this critical race theory, and all this. Well, we don't want to make white kids and their parents feel bad about their grandfathers and grandmothers and great uncles, how they participate in this in the atrocities of a people. So, you know, hey, the truth hurts. The truth is there, and the history is there. So we never have to repeat, you know, those evil things again. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on in this world that's happening right now, and people act like, a lot of the big nations have their like, head in the sand about it. They won't talk about it. Mainstream media won't talk about it, especially what's going on in Africa. The slave trade is still there. A lot of Europeans are still on board with it, and they're profiting off of it. And so, yes, everything is needed. Every inch of information is needed in order to learn and to combat that ugly chapter from ever happening again on the planet. Um, we have to come together. Well, we have to learn how to accept and live within a family of nations. And that's the problem. Uh, we're kind of rebuking that. And you can see what's going on around the world, that a lot of this stuff could be happening because there's just a movement out there that don't believe in living within a family of nations. They want it one way. And it could be the elites, power, yes, the lustful power. That's what's happening. You got China, America, Russia, Britain, France, you know, Korea, Iran. Everyone wants to rule. Everyone wants to make a play. Everyone wants to be a lead dog in what's happening. So we can't let that repeat. So everything you do to learn about your history, folks, learn. Don't be ashamed of yourselves. Don't be ashamed of who you are. The ugly truth. Um, Everybody has an ugly past, and you can't be ashamed to know who you are and accept everything. You don't have to accept, obviously the ugliness of it, but you still have to understand that, hey, it happens and it is what it is. You have to deal with it as a family. Talk about it. Um, you know, we just have to get to know each other and just deal with each other on a different basis than what we're doing right now. It's just like we just drawing a line in the sand. So I don't know if that's prophecy or what, but it's not a good thing because no one is listening to reason. Far right, far left. That's what's happening in Congress. But that's why you have to vote people out. You can't get comfortable, because the politicians will play the game with you all the time. They only come out around election time, and they want a pat on the back and they want your vote. The Republicans don't want everybody to come out to vote. They want the numbers to be as small as possible because they're working on just kind of controlling, you know, kind of suppressing votes. That's just what I feel. But the Democrats, some of the stuff that they want to do is outrageous. Let's keep it a buck. It's outrageous. It's not good for the country. And you can get into all the politics of whatever you want to get into in your own local municipalities and all that, but the Democrats got a lot of game. The Republicans are just on a different planet. They're in a different world. But gotta get to the point where we vote them out because what are they doing? They're not doing anything. Yeah, they passed this bill the other day, but we don't know how good that's going to be. It's still money. I'm not comfortable with the tax IRS getting $80 billion. $80 billion, as if they need any more money. So, what can we do as a nation? As a nation, to try to get along, try to make this country work. Now, they're saying the economy is doing pretty good, depending on what numbers you want to look at. Inflation is still a problem. And right now, it's downright gouging at this moment. It's not even inflation anymore. It's gouging because 1 week prices just can't go up 100%. You know, and that's what's happening in some places in this country. If you look at look at what you bought last week, and then look at what you bought similar a week ago or a week later, and watch the prices. It jumps. You'd be like, wow. You know what I mean? So gouging, man, that's a problem. I have a problem with the gouging. The gas has been a gouge. Um, some of this stuff at the grocery stores has just been a gouge. Um, they tell you all this fear tactics, all the chain because of COVID, the chain line, the supply chain, and all this supply chain. And hey, man, it's been a year since this vaccine has been going out. I understand COVID knocked a lot of things back, but come on, I'm not going for it. It's just another thing for the politicians to kind of hold on to just to justify um, the bank robbery that's currently going on every day in this country. You're bank robbing us. You're robbing the people. You're robbing the American hardworking people, making them pay another tax on top of the taxes. Everybody's greasing their palms, bringing their money. Everyone. And something has to be done. So you have to vote them out. And you have to hold all these politicians accountable for what they do. Hold them all accountable. What are you going to do for me in my district? If you're in my district, how is my district going to be improved? And what money do we have to spend here, there, whatever, whatever? And the community has to get involved too. Get active. Get involved. Can't complain. Can't sit back and complain and make Facebook posts and you know and not actually involve. Go to your local libraries and mingle. And I know it's COVID. Wear your mask. I've been telling people to wear your mask because it's still out here. Wear your mask. So take care of yourself. Wear your mask. Protect yourself. But get out. Get active again. You know what I mean? It's summer. We're in the latter part of dog days of summer, and it's time for people to get out the house, man. Got to get out, but be safe. But get out in a productive way. You know, a lot of things going on that I think neighborhoods throw, and you'd be surprised what's in your neighborhood, and that's how you meet your neighbors. Get out here, and meet your neighbors, protect each other. You don't want to have no nonsense in your neighborhood. We all know, we all don't want any shenanigans and all that type of stuff in our neighborhood. But you got to get out here and mingle with your people, and that's when it comes down to. And so, yes, there is a question of racist or race conscience, but you still have to get out and mingle with the humans. As humans, we need other humans. That's just the way nature works, divine order. If no one's getting out mingling, then we become a fallen nation. No one's sharing information. No one's communicating, or you know, we're hearing all the just one propaganda and this, that, and the other. So we become a fallen nation. Bottom line, and we have to take heed to the signs out here. You're a fallen nation. You know, you have to open up your eyes because a lot of us like to just, they want to give you a chance. They'll just be your own people. They'll shoot you down. They'll shoot, all your ideas, all your dreams. They'll just shoot it down, you know, or just talk badly about it. It just be negative. So you have to persevere beyond that and believe in yourself and get back on our feet, man. Get back upright. as a people, as a nation, because when you look at your condition, you got to kind of understand it. What are you going to do to change your condition? Simple question. Do you want to continue to live like this, or do you want to do something about it and improve it? You know, I'm not asking you to move. You don't have to move out, but can you improve your environment right now within the next 3 or 4 days? Can you make some improvements? What can you do? That's the question you got to ask. That's the question you have to ask. How can you improve your environment? How can you improve your environment? You know, so think about that, ponder that until the next time we come and talk again. So that's it for me, my Fujal Kadir. Don't forget to check out the Mid Game Network. Check out that platform and also Vanguardian TV. Thanks for joining Vanguardian News. We will see you soon. Take care.